Sabrina, thank you so much for joining us. There is a lot of work involved in being an MRS meeting chair. Why did you volunteer for the role?
First of all, to be able to work with colleagues from different backgrounds and expertise, as is possible with a society like the Materials Research Society. Why I volunteer is because I think by being one of the chair of the meeting, you have somehow the possibility to stimulate conversations around specific directions, and therefore have quite a substantial impact on the material science community. That is why I wanted to have an impact on how the fall meeting could be shaped towards hot topics and maybe topics which have been less discussed but very current and of large interest.
What are some of the lessons learned from recreating scientific meetings now in the virtual space? And do you think that this experience will have a long-term effect on these types of meetings once we are able to actually get back to the in-person meeting experience?
Yeah, the first lesson I would say, I learned that it's not easy to organize a virtual event which is engaging. The reason why we go to a conference is typically because we can meet colleagues, or we can know that scientists that publish a specific paper that we found so interesting, and then at the meetings we can meet each other. In virtual meetings, this is a little bit more difficult. However, what we tried with our fall and combined spring and fall meeting 2020, we tried to give these special feelings of connecting and meeting. And this is a little bit different than in-person meetings. What we tried, how we try to recreate, is, for instance, offering spaces for one-to-one meetings after maybe a talk. And then this talk maybe is of interest for somebody and not for the general audience. And then people can have a meeting, decide to have a meeting one-to-one and continue the conversation. And this way we think this can engage. This can be an engaging meeting as an in-person meeting. We also tried working with the length of the talks. We made talks shorter than the usual talks at in-person conferences, and give more space for Q and answers, question and answers, and discussions. So we believe that with these actions we can engage the community as much as possible. And the second question that you asked, if do you think this will impact the future way we will do conferences in the future? It may. I think there is no way to substitute in-person meeting. However, we could continue and consider to propose at least one part of a conference as a virtual event, maybe with one or two symposium that could be, for instance, beneficial for scientists that may not be able to join in person.
Sabrina, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you very much. Have a nice conference.